Are we going?
Yeah.
Are we for sure that we're going?
Yes, because remember it's a square, not a circle.
That's right. It's a square.
My hair looks so different.
I think it looks really good. I mean, it looks different, but she came over and I'm like, your hair looks really good.
I got my hair did today.
She got it did.
And she straightened
all the hairs.
Because I'm going to Vegas tomorrow. So having my hair done.
And I'm very happy for Rachel that she is going to Vegas. We were invited. We decided that would not be a wise decision right now for us. And honestly,
it's probably not for us either.
The coronavirus.
Oh God. Shut your
I
mouth.
almost told you, I'm like, you need to wear a freaking mask on the plane. I know you're not going to.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, go get a mask. I have masks downstairs.
That would just be weird if I did that.
No, that's what all the Asian people do. Like they walk around. No, they walk around China with masks on.
Well, they have to.
Yeah.
They're like, most of the cities are like quarantined. Like you can't.
Yeah, I know, but that's smart.
Okay, so tonight
we're gonna
is chronic pain, anxiety/depression talk. So this is gonna be a real talk, folks.
Yeah, and I know this isn't like exciting or flashy,
but it's real.
But we like to keep it real with you guys, and this is a real thing for both of us to some extent. So before we do that, cheers.
Cheers. I think I might have 2 of these today. Oh wait, but we're gonna do 3 videos. So
yeah. So yeah,
I'll have another one.
You're gonna overdose by the end.
Because my anxiety and stress is a little bit high.
That is situational.
Yes, this is.
I don't know how, honestly. So the night before I leave for a trip, I am an effing bitch. Like I'm not doing anything. I have fuzz in my mouth. Anyways,
and our girls are staying at one grandparent's and then the other, so I have to make sure everybody has car seats. Everybody has.
You have to pack like
stuff,
and for kids, you pack like 4
so
times the
not
stuff.
only do I need to make sure I don't forget anything, and when you go to Vegas and you're wearing like dresses, and I'm not used to wearing like
it's
little dresses.
It's club wear.
I have
That's
to
a nice
have
way.
like
you gotta lift and tuck and
a tan and
yeah. Look, doesn't she look tan? Kristen needs to tan me. Look at that. She's bronze. Look, I look pale compared to her.
And I just did it. It hasn't really developed yet.
Well, you're gonna be like bodybuilder bronze by tomorrow.
Okay, so chronic pain.
Chronic pain.
We'll let you open up with chronic pain because you've experienced this more than I do. I don't have chronic pain. My dad has chronic pain, but not me, thank goodness.
I feel like for my age, it's probably unusual that I have something that has chronic pain. So the reason I wanted to touch on this is because I have a chronic illness and I have chronic pain from it. And this past weekend was hell. I don't normally ever let people see me when I'm like that, but Rachel had some oil stuff that she knew I was like bad, and she's like, do you want to try this? And it was like 9 o'clock on a Friday night, and I'm like, at this point I will try anything, like heroin, no, I'm kidding, but just anything legal. And so she came over with that, and honestly, I don't think anybody had ever came and seen me when I mean, is it like bad?
Yeah. You opened the door and you had like tears running down your face, and I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
It's bad.
It's bad.
Like I knew it was bad, but like you were like literally like just crying.
Yeah. And I'm not a person that's like that.
Did you end up like doing any meditating or like trying to,
yes. I did meditating. I tried to relax. I took numerous baths. So I should probably explain what happened. So when I was 21, actually 2 days before I turned 21, I had a condition prior to that called TMJ that my dentist had diagnosed. So I went in for a root canal, and he was the one that diagnosed me with TMJ. So he worked me in for a root canal, and he, that contraption that keeps your mouth open like the entire time, and it's like, it almost looks like a surgical like area that all you see is exposed is the tooth, right? So he had my mouth pried open and that thing over my tooth. So he left my mouth pried open like that for 4 hours while he went and worked on other patients, knowing that I had TMJ. So knowing that I was already at a disadvantage to have an injury. So after I got done, I left. The next day, I was in excruciating pain. I didn't know what was wrong, so I went back. So he couldn't figure out. Finally, he's like, I think your jaw is out of socket. So he literally took his entire body, grabbed like this, and literally with his body went like this and tried to pop it back into place. So
did that work?
The combination of those ripped everything. So at this point, I have degenerative osteoarthritis in both sides of my jaw, which your jaw is shaped like this, right? Well, degenerative osteoarthritis, it crumbles the bone. So my jaw is now like this. There's nothing holding it in place except for the splint that I wear. That's the only thing that keeps my jaw in the position that it's supposed to be in. But my splints keep getting bigger and bigger because that bone keeps getting smaller and smaller. By this point, we have spent over $40,000 not even trying to fix it,
So splints are really expensive.
The splints are really expensive.
Too, right?
Dental says it's medical. Medical says it's dental. So, like, when I was pregnant with Emery, I had to get an MRI done. I had to wait until I was, like, a certain point because of my jaw was real bad. And, like, we had to pay for that out of pocket. And that's, like, $3,000.
Cover because it's dental and
dental. So, anyways, so I've been dealing with this since I was 21. And when you're 21, you don't get what forever means, right? So and it took us, there's only one orofacial specialist within like 600 miles, and he's in Independence. His name is Dr. Larry Pribble. I cannot recommend him enough. He's a godsend. He's an angel. He's the sweetest man. You need to go see him. I know, I do actually. But anyways, so it took us about 6 months to find him. And during that 6 months, my mom, I was married, but like Adam would be working late on Friday nights, it seems like, when it happened. And I have to call her and she'd take me to the emergency room. And they would dose me up with something and I'd be knocked out for like a day. And that was the only thing that would like make it go away. It was terrible. And then we found Dr. Pribble and I got my splints and I did Botox, and I don't do it anymore. And Inferno red light therapy, like all these different therapies. They've gone and they've scraped scar tissue. They've done everything they can do. But it's going to continue to just degenerate. Now, I have read recently that they just successfully started doing, what is it called?
Bone grafting? Can you do anything like that?
They might be, but they also have started doing jaw like transplants. So, but it's very, very invasive. So that's like,
you wouldn't be able to talk for a while.
I know that.
You'd be wired
shut.
shut.
My YouTube career, but I'd probably lose a shit ton of weight.
You'd have to talk like this and stuff.
Yeah, but it's so invasive that that's like the last resort. So
Yeah.
we're gonna keep it until I don't have another choice. Speaking of that, I have to grab gum. So sorry, I'll be right back. Wasn't planning on this. But yeah, I know.
She chews gum because it helps her teeth and her.
It helps my face relax.
Yeah, her face relax. So I don't have any chronic pain. My dad does. My dad has scoliosis really bad and has horrible back pain, and like from his stroke. His stroke was exactly like 1 year ago yesterday.
I assumed that he had something left
Like
of him.
his arm hung a lot, and so it's like permanently
Probably neck pain.
damaged. Yeah, his neck, shoulder, arms. He like can't put on like a coat or a shirt very easily, like a button-up.
People don't
just like,
and I get that because people don't like with your jaw right there. Your jaw is like your biggest joint in your body, right? It connects to your neck, and it connects to your back, and it connects all the way down. So when Rachel got here Friday night, the only way I can describe it is it feels like a Charlie horse. Here, 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 and here. And it didn't stop. Like, normally I can get to a position where it's functional pain. Because every day I have pain, but it's functional. That day, it was not. It was, I want to die. This pain is so bad. And I not like suicide. I don't mean it like that. But I just, it is, there's no quality of life when your pain is like that. It is terrible. And it's unrelenting. And so I literally spent all weekend switching from the bed to the bathtub to the heating pad to frozen peas. Like, just a rotation. And then naproxen and Tylenol and Advil. You know, everything. I hate taking pain medicine. I hate it. It makes you constipated. And I do not like to be constipated. So that's like a last resort for me. And I think I had like 4 this weekend, which is totally unlike me. Muscle relaxers. Like Rachel, you can feel it. Feel right there. Do you feel that knot?
yeah.
They're all through this side of my neck.
What about massage?
So actually, I started gratitude journaling as a coping mechanism just recently. Tyler bought me a journal. Those were my Valentine's Day gifts because he does it. So I posted my gratitude thing today as saying, you know, I have chronic pain. I'm hoping that this will, you know, help at least take my mind off of it for a little bit. So like an hour later, he's like, go to the front step. On the front step, he had went and got me a gift card to Zen Massage.
Oh, good.
I know. I'm so excited. I guess they have a new neuromuscular massage. I need to look into it. That's another thing.
And you probably need to call and specifically request someone who like...
Nobody, like, even my own doctor was like, my general practitioner was like, you have what? And I'm like, degenerative osteoarthritis in my jaw. And she's like, I've never met anybody that has it in their jaw. And I've never met anybody your age that even has it. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, but the triggers are really weird. That's what I was telling you. Like today I got in my car to go get Emery. And all of a sudden it was on fire. And I'm like, what the hell? And so I realized my fan was on blowing straight at me.
Like your vent, your car vent?
And switched that off, put on my feet. And it took like 5 minutes, but it went away. So like last night I was so hot, but I can't turn on the fan because it's still like it's very reactive right now. So everything has to be like slow, and as soon as it starts, because it can get bad and spiral real fast. So I have to stay on top of it.
Stay like relaxed. I bet because like any tight or tension or like, you know.
And it tightens without me even doing anything. But yes, any tension, stress, external, internal, I get like a reaction from it. I've had several doctors say to me, you have fibromyalgia. I don't have an official diagnosis because I don't really see the point in treating it because like there's nothing right now. Like I feel like I can cope with it. Do you know what I mean? But I'm sure that that does not help with the situation. And I know that there's like gabapentin and things like that for it. But until I absolutely have to have a med, I don't want to. And not that I judge anybody for doing that. I just, because if I get on a med, I'm going to have to be on it forever, right? So let's push that off as long as I can. Now.
And yeah, I mean, if you're fine managing it, and like some people have fibromyalgia flare-ups that are horrible and like often. And so if it's not that frequent or whatnot.
And mine are, compared to this pain, it's like nothing. Like that's truly what I feel. Even this, and it's so weird, even the bone on this side killed me. Like it felt like somebody punched me in the face, but this side didn't hurt at all. It's so bizarre. But when she was talking about anxiety and depression, I will say this, I don't think I've ever suffered from depression that I am aware of. I'm normally pretty cognizant of like those things in myself and in other people. However, with chronic pain, it can, number one, anxiety. Like as soon as my jaw starts to hurt, I get anxious because I'm like, oh my God, it's happening again. Like this, how long is it going to be this time?
On top of this,
yeah, like when is it going to go away? Is this going to be forever? Like literally, I think it was Saturday night. I was in bed crying. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, is this going to Tyler? Like, is this going to go away?
Stress and when you get overwhelmed and when you take on too much and do too much,
which I'm truly guilty of.
That's when I think you have that problems with it too.
Yes, and that's exactly.
You get stressed, internal, like a little bit overwhelmed, and then it flares.
And I internalize, and that's exactly what triggered it this time. Is I took on way too many projects for way too many other people, and I should have been like, no, I can't do this. No.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a thing on your list that you knew was there. You know what I mean? Like, you know me, I don't care. Like,
no, but that's what you didn't care. Yeah. So anyways, but as far as depression goes, yeah, there are times where you feel hopeless. Like you're like, I can't live like this forever. Like I can't imagine being in this kind of pain when it gets that bad forever. Like this has to go away. You know what I mean? And when you're constantly waking up every day, worried, like when is it gonna get to that point again where it's unbearable? Like it can make you feel depressed. The first year that I had it, that I wasn't that we were trying to find treatment, I was in bed for a year on pain meds. Like that's the only way. I was taking like 11 a day, and not because I liked them, because I had to have them. I never liked pain medication. So I was never mentally addicted, but when I could finally stop, and I was so happy to stop, I did have a couple days though where I would have like cold sweats because my body was physically addicted to them. But I hate taking, I just don't like the way they make me feel. But yeah, I didn't that year. Like I remember my mom would come over and I looked terrible, like white, just walking around in a daze on pain meds because I wouldn't sleep. I couldn't work. Like it was terrible. And so I think if I was ever going,
That's
I was
before
probably
you found the doctor.
Yes, that was probably. I was probably depressed and didn't realize because my life was shit. You know, I woke up every day in pain, doing the exact same thing in a tiny apartment over and over and over.
Yeah.
Ooh. But do you have anything to add with depression and anxiety? I'm putting her on the spot here.
So I have a little bit of both. I mean, I guess not clinically diagnosed, but I get seasonal depression in the winter for sure. And after my second, Parker, she was born 14 months ago, I got postpartum pretty bad.
And did you not get it at all with Peyton?
A little bit.
Did you know that's what it was when you had it with Peyton or no?
Not necessarily. And so when Peyton was 6 months old is when I started isogenics, and I think that helped make me feel so much better and like start losing weight and stuff. So
and
that kind of brought me out of it.
When Peyton, you were working, and I'm sure you thought maybe that was part of it.
And for me, like this time around, you know, I'm a stay-at-home mom. Like I just would not want to change out of my sweatpants. Like I wasn't taking a shower every single day. I wasn't.
Well, we still don't, but
I do a lot more often because I just now, like in the last like 3 weeks, feel myself
really
coming out of it.
That's good. Now, I still don't shower every day, mainly because I don't have a reason to.
But I
take a bath or something.
I feel like when I have more going on and keeping me busy, that can be good to like force me out of it. Because any free time I have, I just want to be in sweats and like laying down. Which as a stay-at-home mom and helping operate a business and whatever, there's not a lot of free time.
No.
But like no motivation to go to the gym, no motivation to do anything extra.
Because if you do have any time to do anything extra, you want to sleep.
Right. Yeah. If the girls all nap at the same time or nap and have quiet time, I'm laying down and doing like, I just have no motivation. And so I struggle with that a lot over this last year. And
she knows me and she's always like, you don't nap? And I'm like, no, I don't nap.
Because this last year it's like, okay, I made it to 2 p.m.
Well, but your kids are little too. It's different. You know, you were probably up half the night. Like,
I'm pretty good sleepers.
I bet you're lucky. But this, and I noticed when you said you had seasonal affective disorder, I knew that. But I noticed it this winter. There was a couple of weeks that I'm like, how are you doing? Do you feel, because you just seemed like blah.
And that's like, how I feel is blah.
Yeah, it wasn't anything like, I wasn't worried about, but I was like concerned.
My depression isn't like, I'm not like cryy and like I'm gonna hurt myself or hurt someone else or anything like that. It's just like
a lack of motivation. Yeah.
Like
you get stuck in a rut and you have no desire to get out of it.
And then it's really hard to get out of it.
Well, I think the winter months, especially here, set you up for that.
Yeah. And then on top of that, it was winter when I had her and winter now. And I'm like, I've had it literally for a year.
And I'm sure too that your body kind of like, it remembers. Do you know what I mean? Like what you felt like. And I feel like that can have an impact.
I've also heard that the more kids you have, usually postpartum, if you have a little bit, like it usually can get worse.
I've heard that too. I have never had postpartum. However, depression.
Oh, 19 minutes.
Yes. Okay, we're gonna wrap this up. However, and this was just recently, like I went through nursing school and I never even heard about this. So I'm pretty sure that I had postpartum anxiety. However, that was not a thing. And Emery just turned 5. So it wasn't like it was like back when the dinosaurs roamed the earth, right? I had never heard of that until probably last year. And I've always been an anxious person. I've always been a worrier.
Me too.
But like right after I have every one of my kids, like I would be walking down the stairs and all of a sudden I would sit down the stairs and I would sob because I'd be like, what if I drop you down the stairs? Like just randomly. I'd walk, like when I walk into a room even now, I look for everything that could kill my child. And then I go and move it.
Your anxiety, you have like anxiety about certain things too, it seems.
Yeah, I am just a big ball of anxiety.
I used to have a lot more anxiety. I used to worry a lot more and I used to take on other people's problems.
And internalize them.
And that would like stress me out and worry. Like I would try to help, family members or friends or in situations. And I'm always one to like help and
she's always like the first one to be like, what do you need?
I did a lot of personal development with like the isogenics company, like that I was doing, and that helped a tremendous amount. Like I know now boundaries, and I know I can help people, but I don't have to like.
It doesn't have to consume
It doesn't
you.
have to hurt me.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be a detriment to me. It's called being codependent when, yeah.
And that's a really hard thing to break though, especially when people need you, because you're like, but they need me. So you're not doing anything selfish, but you're also not doing anything good for yourself.
Right. And it's fine to help. I can now like do that without like bringing their
Like
problems
empathizing
home
and feeling
like,
it and
letting it make me sick and anxious. And like, you know, I did what I could to help them, and
they're an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's a hard thing to walk away from. So anyways, I actually texted Rachel this morning. I'm like, hey, I think we should do an episode about chronic illness. If you have chronic pain or anything, I know this is personal, but just
anxiety and depression.
Like, do a thumbs up or something down below, because I don't know anybody else my age that deals with chronic pain. I don't. I don't
maybe
think...
a thumbs down.
Yeah, thumbs down. That makes more sense. Or if you have anxiety or depression, because I know that is prevalent, and especially among women our age, regardless of whether you're a mom, a single mom, a wife, you're just solo, like in person, it's rampant, and it shouldn't be anything that you're ashamed of to talk about.
Right? We're not.
No, I'm not.
It's real.
Sorry, it is real.
So, anyways, like,
subscribe,
ring the bell.
Follow us on our newest platform, which is Snapchat. Have you been keeping up? I don't know, because I don't have the Snapchat.
I know, and I meant to take videos when I was over here last time of us. What did we do last time? Oh, the toe touch night. And I didn't get any videos on my phone.
So this is how Rachel related to my pain.
Oh yeah. I was teaching her daughter, she's getting ready to try for cheerleading, so I was helping her with her jumps. Because Amanda seems to think that I still could do it.
Her toe touch is still the shit. Like,
so
legit.
I did like
they were the shit.
I did like 5 or 10 and it was fine. It was fine.
Go look at my Instagram and you can see her toe touches. They're like...
And then she's like, okay, do it one more time so I can get a video. I was like, okay.
No, you said, I'll do a double one. That's what you're like.
Well, we were practicing double ones. I was making her do that.
I did not even bring up the double one.
I know. I did
because those are hell.
So we did a jump, and then you go for a second jump, and then pop. And I was like,
yeah. I tried to filter that out of the video, but I had a couple people like, I could still hear her groaning in the back. I was like, and here's the chicken pot pies.
Yeah, so. Yeah,
but anyway, so like, subscribe, go to Snapchat. You need to put that on Snapchat, the toe touch.
Might be too long.
Oh, how long is Snapchat? I don't know.
You can do multiple.
Okay, anyway.
So yeah, it's at Working for Free, or
that
Rachel
is also
Fenholm, my name. You can find me either way.
Our Instagram is at Working for Free. So
make sure you follow us there.
All right. So bye.
Bye, guys.